I received my first camera on Christmas Day, 1950. I was 16 years old and Chicago's very first professional teenage photographer. Well, professional in my opinion. Considering I had never made physical contact with the Kodak Hawkeye before, or any camera for that matter, the rest of my family was a bit doubtful of the talent I actually possessed. Regardless, as I inspected its real box-style frame and giant flash, I knew exactly what I wanted to become. By my 23rd birthday, 1957, I suppose you could say I was qualified. Rather than attending a university of some sort, I decided I was more suited to travel and learn from my own experiences. However, seeing as I had no job and the only money I made was off of the photos I could sell, my travels were fairly remote. For my first trip as a self-proclaimed photographer, I traveled by train to the beautiful city of New York. Immediately upon arriving, I ventured straight to the famous Statue of Liberty, having previously been told of its great magnitude. Now, dearies, I must add that this structure was just enormous. That photo there was the first one I took of the lady in green. It was such a novelty for me. Shortly after departing Ellis Island, give or take a day, I ventured to the magnificent Niagara Falls. With its clear, fresh water spilling over the side, it was quite a magical experience to capture on film. My, oh my, if only I could return to those first moments of independence, merely with my bag and my camera as companions. Well, we're going to jump ahead a bit now. By the 80s, I had purchased a Nikon camera which, with the right connections and money, allowed me to have my photos printed in color. I was selling enough of my work to cover much broader traveling expenses at this point. So much so that I packed up my bags and flew across the ocean to Europe. Now, the first place I visited was Stonehenge in England. I was so intrigued by the mysteriousness of its development that it seemed obvious I visit this location before any other. However, after about 2 days of attempting to solve this worldwide inquiry and snapping a few shots of it, I slightly bored and proceeded to visit the majestic Tyrone Castle in the Highlands of Scotland. Always having been drawn to historical artistry such as this, I quickly discovered it was rather effortless to find anything elegant to photograph there. Once my time in Scotland was over, I took another flight to Venice, which was quite charming. Upon arriving, I took a gondola ride on the river, serenaded by a highly attractive Italian man who swept me off my feet for 25 lira an hour. There's a shot of the beautiful place. Oh, the memories. I traveled Europe for about another month, and when I returned to the U.S., I opened my own shop where I sold copies of my work for years, including those from Europe. I happily stayed there until around 2000, when I was too old to manage the place any longer, and I've been in this nursing home ever since. My name is Ellen, and this book holds every image I have ever photographed. This book holds the world through the eyes of my camera.